and I are packed up in Rome. We have our bags on again. This is the last time Chris is gonna have to pack his bag with all of his stuff in because he's sending a bunch home in Croatia. But we are headed today on a 4-hour train ride from Rome to Ancona and then catching a Jadrolinja, I think is how you pronounce it, overnight ferry to Split, where we're meeting up with Kirsten's parents. Quick little room tour. This was our least favorite, I think I would say, hotel out of all of them, Kirsten.
Yep. Agreed. You got your passport, wallet, phone.
Kitties. Hi, kitties. Alright, so I'm going to voice over this part because I was very out of breath, but what ended up happening was we walked 40 minutes from our hotel to the train station. We got there with like 15 minutes to spare, but by the time our train platform showed up on the board, it said it was platform 2 east. We didn't know what that meant, so by the time we found a guy to ask, he said that it was basically all the way out of the train station. So at this point we had to run with our packs and we just barely made it on the trains. We were very out of breath. So we begin our 4-hour journey to Ancona. Everything's going relatively well until we stop at a platform about 30 minutes out from Ancona. At this point we've been here for about an hour and a half. People are leaving the train and leaving the station altogether. So eventually Kirsten gathers up enough courage to go get us food from the bakery and he gets back in time onto the train, and we ended up sitting there for about another 45 minutes before someone translates the Italian messages for us and says that there was an earthquake and none of the trains are going and all of the taxis are busy taking people from schools. So we end up meeting this nice American lady that was going to the same place as we were, and we split a cab with her. Okay, so Kirsten and I just got out of the taxi. We are here waiting for the bus now. We've checked in. We are in time for our ferry. And yeah, everything's going smoothly again, so hopefully it stays that way. So we end up hanging out with this nice American girl for the next 24 hours basically. There's a free shuttle service that picks you up at the ticket booth where you have to turn your online reservation code into your ticket, and then it takes you to the port. When we got there we walked around and got some food, and then we went through the customs. So they stamped our passports to say that we are now leaving Ancona and out on the water, and then we got toward the ship. The ship has a lot of really comfortable seating area, and the hallways to find the cabins are pretty self-explanatory and very well marked. We had a little bit of difficulty getting the door open, but eventually we figured it out and got a peek into our little cabin. Alright, so we finally made it onto our ferry. Kirsten's here too. It's really, really cool. This is like the entirety of the room. We got the one with the wash basin. There's me. We have this little window. When you come in here, there's this bench. And then there's 2 bunk beds. I'm on top, Kirsten's on the bottom. And there's this cute little window. Overall, it was pretty hectic, but I'm excited to go explore the boat.
Me too. That was a weird day.
It was a very weird day.
Weird day.
So there are 2 or maybe 3 levels to the ship. I can't remember. There is a lounge and there is a restaurant. There's also a ton of seating options, so you can bring your own food on board. This is kind of a little look at what the ship looks like, and there's also the outside deck that you can walk around. So we really enjoyed walking around outside, especially when we were out in the open water.
We had quite the day. It was pretty weird, but it ended up fun, and we made a new friend, which is rare. And it was really nice because we didn't have to spend the whole day with each other for once. So that was good. And amazingly we made it. Went to the ferry, which made no sense. Just a weird day overall. I'm sure Hannah will update you. Very exciting times. We're not living in luxury, but a man can't complain.
Alright, so this is another little look at everything the ship has to offer. It's very well marked. So this is the lounge and the TV room, lots of seating options, the menu for the restaurants, which are posted in English as well, and then some of the outdoor seating options. These are the balconies. The blue lights really make it look pretty cool. You can sit outside all night if you want to, but it does get pretty windy. And next we're in the lounge area, so there is a bar on board. We got some drinks and played some card games, and all of the locals were having dinner and singing. It was really cool.
I was like, that's not a shot. My friend, that is, you're getting blasted.
Our new American friend taught us how to play this really fun card game, 22. And then this next clip is just me walking down towards our rooms, showing you all the cabin areas. So to the left are all the indoor cabins. Those cabins do not have a window, but to my right is where our cabin is, and those do have a window. You don't get to pick your room, it's kind of just luck of the draw. So that's just me putting in the key card, and you push the door to open it, and then it's your own private little area. So it's like 11 o'clock, we just finished hanging out in the bar, and we're going to go out onto the deck, and we're on the top floor. right now in the middle of the sea, which is super cool. We're like, it's like pitch black. You can see the ocean down there. And it's just cool. It's just cool to be out in the middle of the water and sleeping. I guess I can take my mask off. One thing I would note is that the stairs are pretty steep, so definitely watch your step, especially if you are my mom.
Yeah, like a luxury villa.
So there's actually a lot of people that don't have cabins and they just kind of sleep in the, even in the bar area that we were, or in the seats, or just kind of in benches or anywhere that they find, and everything's really comfortable. So if you, I think for this 2-bed cabin, we paid like $100 Canadian. So if you want to save that money and just sleep on the couches and the chairs, especially during the low season, is definitely possible. We really like it because it's a nice quiet space for us to go and to kind of feel a little bit privacy. Alright, so this is Kristen and I getting set up now for the night. We have our door locked. I'm on the top bunk, so this is my little setup. I've got my water bottle here. We've got our windows, but I can't figure out how to open the window. I just don't think they open. And Kristen's getting all set up there, and then he's got the bottom bunk down here. So we get to sleep in 2 separate beds tonight. Kristen's very excited. Are you excited, Kristen?
Yes, very exciting.
No more blanket stealing.
Your favorite. My favorite.
Do you like the ferry?
I like the ferry a lot. It was a little party ferry up there. We got to play some cards with our buddy. And then, the bed's pretty comfy, and it's kind of cozy that it tucks you in nice. So I liked it a lot. I'd do it again, and I will.
The check-in process was a little weird. You check in at a different location.
It was very weird.
It was very weird. So, like you saw us in the cab, we took the cab and then we got dropped off at the check-in booth, which is where they took our online e-receipt things and they gave us our little tickets. And then we caught the free bus from there to the port, and they dropped us off at the port where we had to go through passport control, which was basically customs to get into Croatia, because it's like part of the EU but kind of not, and it's not part of the Schengen region. I don't know. So they stamped our passports, which is cool, and then we just like walked on the ferry like a ferry, and that was the end of that. And then the ferry left an hour late. So yeah, anyways, we also did find out that our train did arrive in Ancona at 7:45. So we probably would have, we maybe would have made it. Probably not, maybe, I don't know. Good morning. Kristen and I just woke up. Someone came and knocked at the door at like 6 o'clock. So we are up now and we're gonna pack up. Yeah. There are our beds. This is where I slept. It was very comfortable. This is where Tyson slept. He somehow always takes the fitted sheet off in his sleep. I don't know how. But the beds are actually really comfortable. I could stretch out. Everything was great until at some point during the night it got really loud like this. And I don't know what happened, but it got really loud. I don't know if you can see with the glare, but it looks like we might be coming into Split. We're gonna get dressed, pack up, and maybe keep water. So I'm all packed up, and I just wanted to show you, like you kind of saw in the earlier parts of the vlog, we went through some sort of passport control at the port, but the stamp they gave us just says Ferry on it. It doesn't say like Croatia or Split. So we're wondering if we have to go through passport control again, considering Croatia, I'm pretty sure Croatia is part of the EU, but they're not part of the Schengen region, which is where the 90-day free, like visa-free travel is. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But I'm packed up again. Kristen's packed up again for the last time because he's sending a bunch of stuff home with Tanya. I'm gonna head out to the bathrooms. I'll show you what they look like, and yeah, that's we're basically done. Just for a little bit more of an in-depth review, while Kristen's still gone, again we have a bunk here, a bunk here. You have 2 locked storages here. I'm assuming if you're traveling with someone who is sleeping in this bunk that you don't know. One is here and one is under this bench, which is kind of weird. We do have this bench that I was sitting on. We have this window here, and then we have this closet right next to the door, and then we got the room with the wash basin. A girl that we met, Katie, has a room with a bathroom in it, and you can also get a room with a shower. They did say the water is not drinkable, so you should plan ahead. The water on board is pretty expensive, and they prefer to take Karunas, I believe it is, whatever the Czech dollar is. But this is the company we're traveling with, Jadrolinja. It's very good. I highly recommend. Very quickly, there is a shower on board, but you're only there overnight, so I don't think you need to use it. Once you get close to the port, everyone kind of meets by the stairs since you have to take the stairs down. There's a little shop on board. There's one of the bathrooms. There are bigger bathrooms. This is the first footage of us pulling into Split at sunrise this morning. When we did disembark, we had to go through passport control a second time, and they just stamped our passports to say that we are now no longer at sea and we have arrived in Split. We just got through passport authority in Split, and we are here now. We stopped for a quick little breakfast with our new American friend, and then we walked with her through Split to drop her off at her hotel before we went to our Airbnb for 9 for check-in. That is all for this vlog, and you'll be seeing what we got up to in Split coming up next.